telecom pack in focus today. That's because of recommendations which have come out from the telecom regulator, which has asked for an increase in reserve price by up to 10% as far as the 1800 megahertz is concerned, and is also talking about how all airwaves should be bunched together before the government is ready for auction. If not, they argue, it could lead to an increase in price and a mad scramble, as we've seen for spectrum earlier. Let's continue discussing that. We're continuing to put that story in focus. I'm being joined by Nazia first up to run us through the key recommendations which have come out. Nazia.
Well, yes, absolutely. While the TRAI has given pricing for a 900 megahertz band and 1800 megahertz band, it is very important to see that the TRAI recommendations go beyond just the pricing of these two bands. Now, TRAI has asked for the pricing for 1800 megahertz band. TRAI priced it as 2,138 crore pan-India, and for 900 megahertz band, it is looking at 3,004 crore pan-India, except for the metros. And there has been a 10% increase in 1800 megahertz band pricing from the last auction. But we have to understand that there has been a lot of other clarity that the TRAI has put forward with its recommendations on the valuation of these two bands. Now, more importantly, TRAI talks about the biggest issue right now of availability of spectrum, how there is not enough spectrum for the number of players going forward for the spectrum auction. First of all, it talks about how to get spectrum from the Defense Ministry and also to take some spectrum in the 900 megahertz band from BSNL. Now, importantly, it talks about the 21 megahertz band, which is the very important band, a 3G band really, where it talks about how to get spectrum from Defense Ministry in the 2100 megahertz spectrum. Very importantly, TRAI has gone back on its recommendation for the 1900 megahertz band, where it had earlier said that that should be reserved for 800 megahertz players. But now TRAI says that the Ministry of Defense can go ahead and do a swapping if need be, and 1900 megahertz band can be used for that swapping, so that there is a 2100 megahertz band available for the players looking to participate in the auction, as there is a big cause that players might be be ready to kind of lose business, or will have to lose business if they do not get the amount of spectrum. Now, TRAI also clarifies on 700 megahertz band, like how important it is really to get clarity on 700 megahertz band, and way before the auctions actually happen. So that is a very important recommendation there, that there should be clarity on 700 megahertz band before the auctions take place. And also in terms of 800 megahertz band, TRAI said that it has been 8 months that the pricing has been given by TRAI, but no action has been taken really. And also it talks about how DOT should take a relook at making it an EGSM band. Again, that was given back by DOT, but again TRAI tells DOT to take a relook at it. So very important matters there taken up.
All right, Nazia, hold that thought. I'm being joined by Mahesh Uppal, Senior Telecom Analyst. Mahesh, thanks for joining us. I want to break this up in terms of both pricing and availability, and talk to you first on pricing. TRAI, of course, recommending a 10% increase as far as the 1800 megahertz reserve price at the moment. And also, an increase as far as the 900 megahertz goes. I want your comments on that. Do you think there's going to be enough interest?
I do believe there will be, because both these sets of spectrum frequencies are important, and there is a serious shortage. I don't believe that the 10% or so increase in the spectrum price is going to really impact demand to any significant extent. So, I mean, if the demand is less, it might be for reasons other than this price. But I don't think the price by itself would be a deterrent.
All right, I'm also being joined by Ashok Sood, Secretary General of OSFI. Mr. Sood, thank you so much for taking this call. So, I want to ask you the same question. Do you think this is the fair valuation as being recommended by TRAI, especially for the 1800 megahertz, where they're saying, a 10% increase is warranted?
Not at all. In fact, most of the industry, including OSFI, had recommended that the valuation should be kept at the last discovered price in the last auctions, and using the traditional formula that we had applied earlier, fix the reserve price at 80% of that. That, according to us, would have been the most reasonable price. And in fact, across the industry, most people had asked for that. And therefore, it appears that TRAI does not seem to have given too much cognizance to the recommendations of the industry. So we are definitely disappointed about it. Hello?
Mr. Sood, this is
Hello?
Nazia from Delhi studio. Now, I want to ask you particularly, hello, can you hear me, Mr. Sood?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I
This
can.
is Nazia
I'm out
from
on the
Delhi
road
studio.
somewhere, but I can. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. In terms of 800 megahertz band, I want to ask you that TRAI has said that it has been 8 months that the pricing has been given by TRAI, but there has been no action taken on it by DOT. So what do you really have to say on the pricing of 800 megahertz band? Also importantly, TRAI mentions that DOT should look at feasibility of EGSM yet again for 800 megahertz band. What do you have to say on that?
I think we are quite surprised by this recommendation of the TRAI. To all intents and purposes, the proposal of the EGSM band was dead and buried. There was a committee in the Department of Telecom which, after a lot of analysis, had come to the conclusion that the EGSM band is not warranted in the larger interest of the country. Now, if once the Department of Telecom has taken that decision, to revive that again at this stage does not make any sense to us at all. Also, to say that since the DOT has not taken a decision for the last 6 months on the recommendations sent by TRAI, and therefore now the DOT should do a relook, and again, the logic of that does not appeal to us. This, according to me, for my membership, has been the largest bolt out of the blue from the TRAI.
Sir, Mr. Sood, this question is for you again. One of the recommendations of TRAI also is that the government waits till it has, really this bandwidth across different frequencies and across India, saying that otherwise it could lead to somewhat of a mad scramble, could lead to an increase in prices during the spectrum auction. Would you agree with that view?
Well, I would think if you had the luxury of time, that was a good recommendation, because then people would know exactly how to plan the purchase of spectrum. But I don't think we have the luxury of time, because kind of things that would need to be done would not happen in the next maybe even a year or maybe more. And we cannot wait for that long to auction spectrum. So I think the correct viability for the government would be to quickly decide what is going to be a definitive plan for selling spectrum in the other bands and stick to that plan, but move on with the auctions for the 800, 1800 and 900 right now.